Welcome to Let's Banter. We here, y'all. Shout out to our viewers, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kayla. Follow me at Mavsir Kayla, Big Mavsir up in here, and my boy. You sound real sexy.
My name is Champagne Ojala. Follow me at Champagne Ojala. And it ain't no low out here. It's big boys, you feel me? Big dogs.
So then say big boy.
My name is Okay,
JK.
I'm a big boy, on the sheets, you feel me?
I just want to give a big shout out to our first guest.
Yes.
If y'all haven't watched episode 8, please watch What That Mouth Do.
Tap in with your girl Amaryllis. She gonna show y'all what that mouth do.
Thank y'all for the love, the sharing. All of that really helps us in the end. So we really want to just send our love and appreciation to y'all. Couldn't have done it with our wifey, I guess you could say, Miss Amaryllis and my boy. So thank y'all.
Kayla's other wifey.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah, no, it was actually, a lot of people said it was like the perfect first guest, which I agree. And on top of that, y'all, one of our videos hit 12K. So for real, shout out and love to y'all, because that's a milestone right there, y'all. We're looking forward to having more guests on our show. And then eventually we will bring Amaryllis back to have a bit more of a deep dive into y'all's relationship. So looking forward to that part. But let's get into today's topic, brother. What are we talking about today?
We talking about our not one and only STUDS.
Hey.
Stud brother. Stud zaddy. Stud zaddy.
Stud zaddy's in the building. Stand up.
Yeah, this topic. We have good experiences and then we have bad experiences.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could really say I got experiences in between, which is not the best, because it's like, come on, y'all are brothers. What's up?
At the end of the day,
We gotta be showing each other love. Like, I saw Amber's Closet, if y'all not familiar with her, but she had talked about on another podcast, which shout out to them as well. I think it's are we able to talk about the podcast?
Yeah, we can show them love. Why not?
Show love into I No Homo Show over there on the East Coast.
Shout out to y'all to the East Coast.
They're really good, man. They got it coming up. But I just wanted to quote her on this, because she talked about how studs, or just masculine presenting women, to be very specific, are showing that kind of competitive nature and trying to one up other studs, other masculine women, right? And her point was like, what do you gain from that? Because I think something happened where she was like out and about and like somebody like shouldered her. And
when you're saying somebody shouldered her, I'm assuming it's in a queer event and it was a mass presenting woman.
Yeah, and it was like, bro, I've been there before.
We gotta do better.
You know how we talk about our early experiences at the clubs, at Fuse, at Cribs, out here in the Bay Area. We've had those kind of experiences before. One experience I do want to talk about, I mean, it wasn't really an interaction with, I don't know if it was with you or me, but I do remember it was with one of our friends. Something had happened at the club, and it was during Pride, and this mass presenting woman had threw water on one of our friends at the club, and we got into a fight outside of the club because there was just so much tension that was building.
I think, was this
it was when I lost my grill.
Yeah,
all of us, all our friends, Nuno, Brina, all of them were with us. And
where was this at? In SF.
In
no?
SF.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I remember that night. I do remember that night.
The girl threw the water at one of our friends. And then after that, it was like all of us blacked out.
Yeah.
And we just went in and we were fighting outside of the club.
You're right. I hella forgot about that night.
And that was like the biggest like thing for me, because I've definitely been shoulder checked before, or like getting, stared down from a distance at the corner of the club of like, just like you trying to threaten us type, and I was like, I hate that kind of energy, because we not here for that, man. We supposed to be showing each other love.
It just goes back to like what we said in the beginning. Like, we already have it hard in the straight world. Like, why are we making, like, there's already dudes that come at us because they're kind of going through their own shit or they feel insecure or whatnot, and they try to one up us and like flex on us and like bring this measuring contest between us, right? Knowing like, yo, we just out here being ourselves. Like, it's not our fault. You feel me? But then to do it within our own community and to have that dynamic and that kind of competitiveness is just, it's crazy, dude. And it's no matter what people talk about and trying to like make friends and be friends and do all that, it's your action that really says it all. You feel me? Like, you could be like, yeah, you know, I want to make friends, I want to have more masc presenting friends, etc. But are you actually going out of your way to like get to know masc presenting people? Or are you more so just kind of focused on your inner circle but just saying it? You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing that, and I think we've been waiting on this topic for a while, and we've heard a lot of feedback about people experiencing this as well as us experiencing it because we are masc presenting women, but it's the whole silo thing, right? Of like, when the cliques get formed, it's at this day and age, one, it's already hard to make queer friends in general. But then you also want to find queer friends that you have commonalities with, right? So like us being masc presenting, yeah, I would love more masc presenting women as friends. Don't get me wrong, I love my feminine queer friends, my heterosexual friends, etc. But to have somebody I could actually relate to on like that personal level of when it comes to like my relationships, my dating experience, my experience in the straight community, and me being a masc presenting woman, getting approached at in bathrooms, etc. Like, we could relate on a different level because we all have experienced that in different ways, right? So to not be able to even establish that or start to build that foundation with masc presenting women because we're all intimidated by each other is crazy. Like,
I agree.
It, you know, and going back to what you said, like being stared down at, that just happened to us and me recently at an event that we were at, you know? So it's like, one thing about, you know, what we're doing, like, our whole mission goes back to like breaking barriers and building community at the end of the day. Like,
correct.
We're not just here speaking on it and just saying, yeah, this is our mission, this is our value, you know, we're just checking a box. No, we're actually trying to do that. And so we're doing things that make us uncomfortable, where we have been rejected by masc presenting women because they don't want to talk to us. They feel some type of way about our approach and how we're engaging people, whether they're femme presenting, masc presenting, etc. So that competition, it sucks, but it's really there. And I don't know what it's really going to take for us, aside from one, acknowledging that it's there, and two, like actually speaking on it. Like, what would it really take for us to kind of break that competition down and really come together and put away our own insecurities, you know? Because I don't want to say that people get competitive because they're threatened or they feel insecure, but in my experience, that's sort of been one of the issues that it stems down.
Yeah, let's get into your experience. I want to hear about that, because I know we kind of briefly talked about how we've both had good and, you know, bad experiences. But it is a bit different in a way. So what's your experience? What was your experience like coming into this?
Coming in overall into the queer community, I've had both a good experience with trying to make masc presenting friendships and a bad experience. And so with the good experience, one thing I've noticed and learned is that the masc presenting women that I have established some sort of friendship with, we might not be like best friends, right? But like, we stay in contact, whether it's social media, whether it's on, you know, through text, you know, reaching out to each other, checking in, or whether it's at social events that I run into these people. And it's always good energy. Like, I just noticed that they're happy with themselves and where they're at in life. And whether they're single or in a relationship, there's no like, they don't feel threatened. They don't feel like, you know, we're trying to compete with one another. They don't feel like, you know, this person's trying to be better than me, etc. Like, we just have good energy, right? And then on the latter, I've had experiences where I'm either introduced to like a new friend group, and there are masc presenting women in that friend group, and for whatever reason, I kind of get like the cold shoulder from them, or like, you know, if I'm the only masc presenting person versus the other people that know each other that are masc presenting, it's like I'm the outlier. Like, they kind of like make me feel left out, or like, you know, I'm not good enough. So it's kind of like I gotta prove myself to them in a way, or they just feel threatened because they're in a relationship, and so I would kind of like keep a distance from like their partner and not engaging with that person, because you can tell like you can either feel somebody watching you, or you can kind of feel like their girl is sort of avoiding trying to have a conversation because something might have happened in between. So I've had both experiences, and I think us networking now, we see it more because one thing Kayla and I have talked about is like, okay, if we're going to go into the social event, like we want to network and reach out to people. We try so hard to try to connect with mass presenting women, but for whatever reason, there's this energy of like, they don't want you to come in. Like, you know, like, I don't know about
they have
you.
a wall.
They have like an invisible wall. And I don't know how other people have experienced that when it comes to engaging other people, but you can kind of pick up on energy of like, okay, this person is welcoming. They're open to meeting new people. They kind of lead with like open arms, whereas there's other people that are very closed off. And don't get me wrong, I am all for boundaries and respecting people's space of like, maybe they're not as extrovert, maybe they're more introvert, maybe they have social anxiety. So let me be respectful. But then it's like when you try to engage them, they sort of give you like a look, or like they sort of like turn the other way, like they didn't catch you, or they're sort of just like making faces and closed off. And so in those situations, you know, I'm all for like, I've been in positions professionally where it's like kill with kindness and just get to know people that have strong personalities, right? But to want to do that personally and knowing that like I'm at this point in my life where I don't want to exhaust my energy on people that just really don't care, I'm all about like, you know what, I'm just keep it pushing. Like it's not meant for me. Like I'm not going to go out of my way to get to know someone if they're not willing to like, one, be open to meeting me, and two, meeting me halfway.
Right.
So that's sort of been like my experience with it. Again, I'm curious what our listeners think it stems from. My assumption, just based on my experience, has been feeling threatened, potential insecurities, not happy with themselves. But I mean, you could keep me honest. I don't ever felt like I'm the type of person to like kind of like try to come in and like be better than anybody else. And I feel like for the most part, I do my best to be humble, because one thing, whether you're gay, straight, whatever, is like the one thing you could ever give somebody is kindness. Kindness is free. So who am I to make somebody's life hard and come in and, you know, try to be better than them, act like I'm doing better things than them, etc. Like, no, at the end of the day, like I'm true to myself and I'm going to stay humble and be kindful. Whether you receive that energy and reciprocate it is really up to you at the end of the day.
No, I mean, +1 to everything that you're saying, for real. Because I don't know if you remember, but we also had a recent conversation where some people were also just really surprised by how friendly we were.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and how we were super just welcoming and easygoing and just willing to just be like, you know, what's good? You know, dap me up, whatever. And it's crazy because meeting those kind of people where they're just like shocked, it's like, yeah, we know that feeling, dude.
Yeah.
We know that feeling, right? And it sucks because it gives me that whole thing of like, well, one question for you. Can you count how many stud friends you've had?
In total?
Overall.
Like close friends or just like close friends?
Close friends specifically.
1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I mean, the closest one obviously is you. And then I'm looking at our immediate group. Yeah. I would say like 4 or 5 in total, like not a lot.
Wild.
I know, that's crazy, huh?
Wild. And yes, friends come and go. So if we want to be real technical, I'm sure there's more. But to add on to what you said about how we really just wanting more of that genuine friendship, right? And it's either you're gonna meet me halfway, is what you said. What was the first thing that you had mentioned? Or you're gonna be cool with me overall, right?
Yeah.
It's just like any other type of friendship. But I honestly agree with you 100% because it shouldn't be our nature to have that where we're just so competitive, whether it's on a freaking on a fashion statement,
oh my God,
or you know, on how many girls have you dated statement. Like, I'm like, that's so toxic.
That is very toxic.
Why?
That is.
Why
so
do you have
toxic.
to do that? Because for me, and I know all my masculine close friends can say this, I'm the type who is, I'm not in no competition on a fashion standpoint, right? I'm here. It's like if I have my own style, right? And whatever clothes I get, whatever shoes I get, I share with my friends. I've even lended my friends my shoes, my t-shirts, all of that. Like my whole wardrobe, because I'm just like, you know, what's mine is yours in a way, because I love you as my brother. You know, like I stand so like 10 toes on that. so strong on that. So it's like for you to like try to compete with me on a whole fashion type of level is just crazy. Because like, are we in a fashion show? Are we gonna walk down the runway where, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you got an appointment at Paris fashion show? Do I like what is going on? It's not about that.
No,
it's really just building our community and just being like, yo, what's good? Like, you know, everybody wants to have companionship. You know what I mean? So for you to just pull up that wall and act like you cooler than everybody else is just like, okay. And I learned that also the hard way. So I'll dive into my experience now, because first I want to start off with the negative experience, because that was just very traumatizing for me. And I really like the person that we had met recently when they talked about like, you know, I've had trauma with other like queer friends. It's like, dude, I myself too, I feel like, because I feel like there's times where, you know, I had to learn where I had to protect my energy into these spaces because of all the stuff that they would put me through. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is, early on during my high school years, I remember, you know, I had like some gay friends, especially when I was hooping and stuff. And I remember there's a time where I was talking to this girl, got caught up, and I'll be 100% here. You left that part real vulnerable, okay?
The whole conversation.
I caught up, and did I leave that part that I told you? Yeah.
That changes. I mean, not saying it's okay, but that changes the whole dynamic.
But okay, that was some kid shit. Okay, it's childish, all right? So anyways, not an excuse for my, you know, me being stupid. Anyways, found out, right? Got the call, whatever, and then my home me was there, and they were all like, "Yo, it's good." Like, I'm talking to her, I'm trying to see what's up with her. Like, I don't know, but she was also saying like, "I don't know if you guys are really gonna get back," because I think she's very set on not wanting to get back with you.
And I was like, manipulation. That's crazy.
Well, I don't know if it was manipulation, and she was being transparent with her because my ex, old girl, so and so, ended up talking to some dude afterwards, whatever. But she was like on the phone. My homie was on the phone with me. And this is somebody that I've shared clothes with. They slept at my house, like all these things, right? Damn. Shared a whole brotherhood. Then I remember they said, "Oh, you know, I'm gonna be with them, blah blah blah. Like, we'll see how the conversation goes, whatever." End up finding out later on that they were trying to get at her while they were with her, and I was like, okay. And this ain't the first time. I've also had other share, like during my college experiences, where I would talk to some girl or bring, what did we say, a new girl into the career.
Yeah.
Somebody who's clean for, you know, the streets, whatever.
Everybody sniff them out. Like, who's this fresh blood?
They would be like, "Oh, y'all not gonna last long," or you know, or I find out behind my back of like, "Oh, they were trying to get up on so and so, on your girl, whatever." And I'm like, behind my back, it's like I hate that, bro.
That shit's so foul.
It's like, bro, I ain't never done that to you. And what makes you want to do that? Because then you're just giving me that energy where you just always trying to one up on me, on my, you know. And it's just like, I had to learn again the hard way, where it's like, okay, because she knows I've given people many chances. Don't matter if you're a partner or whatnot. It's just, I'm always giving people benefit of the doubt, but I learned the hard way, where it's like, once you notice that red flag, it ain't worth it.
Yeah.
It ain't worth putting your time and energy. And then, I found out about that, and I was like, all right, I'm good, dude. Like, this is really how it's going to be out. This is how everyone want to play, is just, you know.
Do you feel like your experience that first time with the person that did you shady, do you feel like that ever hindered your experience in the future when it came to more mass presenting women? Or do you feel like you were still open to making friendships with mass presenting women, even though you went through that of like, yo, you spent the night at my house, I shared clothes with you, etc., and you did me dirty like that?
No, it's still the second point of where I was still open to making friendships, because I was all about making friends. You know me.
Yeah.
And I gave them I give everybody the benefit of doubt.
Yeah.
But it's like, once you cross me that way, of course, now it's like, okay, I don't know if I could do this.
I feel
anymore.
you.
You know,
I feel you.
Like, we should just be in it 100% together. Like, I'm sharing my food and some with you. Like, come on, man. So, you know, I mean, it happens, whatever. But at the same time, I just feel it should not be that way. Like, we should all just be cool, whatever. As long as, again, we share the same things that we like or whatever. But yeah, that was like one of those experiences I've had I didn't like. Another one, of course, is what did I say about where they just like stare at you from distance? Yeah, so when they like, you know, they automatically think that you're trying to get at their girl. And I'm like, no, I'm not trying to get
just even trying to have a simple conversation with, and I mean, we could briefly touch on it because it just happened to us. Like, you know, on a networking basis, like, you know, people we network with, all types of queer people, femme presenting, mass presenting, you know, trans, whatever, you know, we're trying to get to know you. We're trying to network. We're trying to build each other's businesses up, right? And collaborate. And, you know, their partner, if it is femme presenting women and their partner is mass presenting, the assumption is that our intention is to get at this person or to like, you know, try to like show off a little bit, et cetera, et cetera. But it's mainly, it's really just business. And for people to kind of come at us of like, you know, that look, that stare down, it's like, why are we doing this? You know, like, again, why are we just making it 1,000 times harder for each other to even try to start a friendship or form a friendship? And that's why there's so much trauma. So one thing I wanted to ask you, you had mentioned that why do you think people are so surprised that we're friendly? Like, do you think they like judge a book by its cover? And because like
from past experience, for sure, too.
From past experience, like, because you mentioned that, right?
I think it's more of an experience thing where, you know, don't matter how you look or whatever, they just automatically think like, oh, okay, you identify as a stud or whatever. You're not gonna be super social. You're not gonna be really cool. Or people are just gonna like really just study the room and observe first, right? But for us, it's really, you know, we're so, moment you come through the door, yo, what's good? What's up? What's your name? Hi, my name is Kayla, right? We just introduced. And not a lot of people are really used to that. Oh, this is off topic, but it is really just being friendly at the end of the day and just being genuine, because Amara even mentioned this about with us, because now we're doing like morning daily walks with our dog. And just being at the park or at the lake, people don't even say hi anymore. The only people that really say hi, good morning, are just like the old people. Yeah, they are. The like elders. They're just like, oh, good morning, you know, like just on their stroll. But like people you see that are our age or even just a few years older than us, they're just like,
they think it's like weird.
And I'm like, why?
That's a great question. I don't know. You know what's funny? You mentioned that when me and my partner, we're not name dropping her just yet. I mean, I'm sure y'all, if y'all are Sherlock Holmes, y'all know who it is. But me and my partner, when we were actually apartment hunting and we went to Natomas, there was like this community there that we were looking at. And literally when we were just like looking at apartments, like 5-6 people said hi to us. And it was people of all ages. It was older people, younger people. And I looked at her and I was like, damn, like, I'm not used to this, you know? And it was diverse. It wasn't like just one type of group, right? And it just made me, I mean, we didn't move forward with Natomas for other reasons, but it just made me feel so comfortable. One, you know, being queer and being, you know, in different like cities, you want to make sure you feel comfortable at the end of the day, right? And you feel safe. But like the amount of love it was, I was like, wow, this is nice. Because over time, like, I mean, look at trick-or-treating. I don't know about you.
Nobody trick-or-treats in our area
But I used to trick-or-treat like crazy. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was so much safer back then, right? But everyone was just so like open and kind and like willing to at least, like you said, say hi, hello, good morning, whatever the case is. And like things have changed so much today. And it sucks because I'm like, damn, I truly enjoyed those times.
I ain't gonna lie, you know I was really sad. We left out last year. We left out a bowl of candy, and it was not even a solid dent was made. Damn. I was sad. I was like, damn, I bought this whole bag from Costco. Ain't nobody wanted chocolate at my house. Damn, I was about to go to other people's house. Hey, you got kids? You want some?
I was okay. I'll come this year and I'll just grab it. I'll just don't look at the camera.
Yeah, I was sad, yo.
Yeah, they either trick or treat hella early, or they go to like stores now, or they go to apartment complexes where it's like everyone's inside, like, damn. But it just goes back to like the bigger issue of like we've lost sense of community.
Yeah.
You know, like we've lost sense of kindness. Like people forget that even the littlest of things, like you just putting a smile on someone's face can make their whole day.
That part.
You know, like you don't know what you're going through. Like one thing I had done, and this is before Starbucks got canceled. I know it's canceled now. But one thing I had started doing around the holidays was, I think I saw it probably on TikTok or Instagram, but I would, around the holidays, right? Because I was trying my best to like, let me just give back besides like the charity donations. But I would buy the person behind me their order. And I would do that a few times, right? Not hoping that they would like pass on the good deed, but hoping that it just makes their day. Yeah. You know what they're going through, right? Yeah. So like if you're able to, the smallest of things can make a difference. But if you're not able to do anything financially, I think, again, going back to like just be kind to people, because not only, you know, you don't know if you can make somebody's day, but you don't know what they're struggling or what they're battling. And again, who are you to make somebody's life hard?
I agree. 100%.
You know what I mean? So like going back to this mass dynamic, it's like we're all struggling through some type of trauma. Mm-hmm. Whether we admit it or not, us just being queer is one thing. And then us being mask presenting in this world is another thing. Like there are so many mask presenting women I've seen that get judged, get looked at a certain way, whether it's in the bathroom, in public places. You know what I mean? So it's like we all have some sort of trauma that stems for that. Whether you want to admit it or not is between you and yourself. But it does affect how you interact with other people and how you socialize.
So I don't mean to laugh. But like, you remember, because you just made a comment about how when we go to the bathroom and all that, right? Yeah. I recently just made like direct eye contact with some lady. To make her feel comfortable. Yeah. At Costco. Because I was getting irritated, because I was all like, why am I coming into this restroom already feeling like anxious that people are gonna start looking at me, right? That's how I. But I didn't give a damn. I went to the Costco restroom and I was walking in. As soon as the Asian lady like looked at me after she was washing her hands, I said, that shit's like, that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary. I'm like, I'm tired of this. Stop looking at me like that, girl. I know. Before I throw my pants down to the floor and you not go like. Okay,
first of all, you can flash your titties. You don't have to show your vagina.
I know, you're right. You know, but imagine I show my vagina and then my pad like kind of hanging out. It's like slip right there. I'm like, God damn it.
She's like, whoa, she is a girl.
I'm on my period, all right?
It's a girl.
I'm emotional.
Oh my gosh. No, I feel you though, dude. I don't know. Honestly, that anxiety to go to the restroom is a fucking real thing. Like, I'll literally be at restaurants. I'm like, please have a gender-friendly bathroom. Please. Like, it's a real fuck. Even when I went to India, I was so stressed about using the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And I made sure like my sister went with me, or like my mom went with me, or somebody went with me, because I'm in another country. I don't fucking know. Somebody could do anything to me. You know what I'm saying? And like assume like, okay, this is a man or whatever the case is. Like, it sucks that there's so much anxiety around that, but they're starting to make progress slowly and surely. I've seen restaurants turn bathrooms into like gender neutral bathrooms and all that. And I just think that's the best way to go to avoid any sort of misunderstanding. So
I don't be worried about that shit, and I'd be like going to restrooms internationally, because really? All I'd be worried about is like ain't no bugs coming up in my booty hole.
I know, like, or like the ground bathrooms. Like,
yeah, because I'd be stressed. I'd be seeing like a big ass like yeah, and then I'd be like, oh, that thing better not come up in my cheeks. I'll be so mad.
Oh my god.
Anyway, sorry, we're getting off topic.
So okay, going back to the experience you had mentioned, it kind of like rang a bell to me of like, I did have an experience. What? With my last ex, where I had just brought her around. You were there. Yeah. You were for sure there. Everybody and their mamas was there. That was a situation that just rubbed me the wrong way in all type of ways. And like, you know, one thing I start to see in our community is that when there is a mass presenting queer person that has, you know, that pretty much just has I don't want to say like a bad bitch or whatever, but like a type of female that everybody would run and try to get at, really right? Attractive. Really attractive, good looking person that everybody's trying to get at. All of a sudden, like, it's like what you went back to, like, that ain't gonna last, you know, you're out of their league, et cetera, et cetera. Like,
and that's probably energy. What they were telling oh, so as well up in their ear.
Probably. You never know. You really never know people's intentions, behind your back. But, when I was with my ex at the time, I had just brought her around the friend group, and there was one person in particular, she's a mass presenting person, that, we were at mimosas, we had bottomless mimosas, we were having a good time. And like, I'm very open when it comes to my partner. I'm not like, oh, don't talk to them. Like, I'm like, talk to whoever you want to. We both have an understanding. We both have our boundaries. And as long as no one is disrespecting us individually and us as a couple, and no one's crossing those boundaries, like, it's good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, oh, talk to them, don't talk to them. Like, I'm very open about that until it gives me a reason not to. Then we have a different conversation.
It should also be on your partner too. Is like, like that level of accountability. Absolutely. Where we stand. Like Amaryllis said, we are 18.
Exactly.
So if you let anybody try to step in, okay, there's an issue between me and you.
Exactly.
Not between me and that person.
And that's why it was such a hard thing for me, because I never was upset at that person that did what they did. And I was focusing more on like my past and holding that person accountable. But at the same time, I think what was disrespectful to me was like, I've known this person for years before my ex came into the picture. That was the issue too. You know what I'm saying? And like we had like a good like relationship. Like we weren't best friends, but like when we would be around the homies, like there was a mutual understanding. We had respect for each other. So pretty much this person, that day, I ended up being drunk. Call a spade. Your girl was on some
blacked out.
Some mimosa. Out. That mimosa drunk hits differently.
I wasn't even there.
You weren't actually. You were in Dago. Yeah, you're right. Damn.
But you did call me about it. Like,
fuck after. Yeah, I called you. I'm like, Kayla, what the fuck? Oh, I was on one. And my ex and that mask presenting friend ended up cheating on me behind my back when I was upstairs drunk. They were doing shit downstairs. And yes, I went back to my ex after that. We'll have to get into that another day. This is your cancer girl.
So toxic.
It's just toxic and hopeless. But shit's changed now, okay? 6-7 years later, it took some time. But besides that, in that moment, the frustration was very much like, yes, holding my ex accountable. But again, going back to that mass dynamic of like, they clearly had an attraction toward my ex. They clearly wanted to test waters. And the fact that they did it, I don't know if it gave them power. I don't know if it made them feel good. I really don't know what, because we never had the conversation. I've let bygones be bygones for the sake of, again, I'm not trying to invest my energy in negativity. And at the end of the day, I will forgive, but I won't forget. At the end of the day, it's between you and God, you and your higher power, whatever you believe in. You need to battle those demons. That's not on me, but I just know where we stand moving forward, because I'm not one to hold on to grudges or have animosity. That's just not, again, I've come a long way, and that type of energy is something that I try to remove, all the time. So yeah, so that was kind of like, karma's
Don't get karma.
Okay. But my mama always said, God is watching. So, at the end of the day, there's good people, there's bad people, there's horrible and shitty people. You do what you think is right. You stay authentic and true to yourself. And at the end of the day, God, higher power, whatever you believe in, they're always watching. So,
they're watching.
They're watching. Not the SpongeBob with the magnifying glass. They're watching.
All right, so on to my good side, because we definitely got a lot of whole, we don't got that much time, but there's a lot more stuff we can share about with the negative experience. But in terms of the good,
give me some good news, man. Give me some good news.
Definitely, it's I've had good interactions with people or masculine studs. Because this is a topic on studs. Studs will come at me and just be like, yo, I like your hat. Or, yo, I like, whatever you're wearing.
Love that.
I love that, right? And then I've also had where it's, hey, like, your energy is just, like, real cool. Yeah, like, I love that energy. Yeah. Cool, right? And then another good point that I've had, or good interactions I've had, is where, I've had good relationships, or I meet you firsthand. First impressions are also everything, right? All the studs that I've had really good interactions with, and until this day, are all my best friends, close friends. One of this head ass, for example.
Kayla's wifey.
But a lot of like the name drops I've had, Lex, another one of my other friends, Carol, I could go on, but it's really just, you know, we've had such a good interaction firsthand, and we're still like family till this day. So that's kind of where my good experiences with studs. And I wish I could have more of the whole conversation of, yo, like, I love your energy, because that just leads on to even more conversations. And, you know, when you touch on the whole networking piece of us meeting other studs, like we always say in all the other episodes, we're not trying to get any type of compensation. We're not here to, to use and abuse, whatever. Maryland's is different because she don't identify as Nathan, okay? She said a new level unlocked, as in, quote unquote, Kayla's wifey. So.
Me too.
But, you know, at the end of the day, it's just, you know, like you said, with our whole mission statement, really just trying to build our community. Like, don't you want to build our community? You know what I mean? Like, why are we trying to have this whole competition with each other, or just, you know, okay, sure, right? Like, some people are just not very extroverted. Okay, fine.
Yes,
like,
we respect that.
If that's how it goes, then fine. When we ain't gotta talk again. But when we keep seeing each other and you continue to give that kind of energy, like, I'm gonna say something, because I'm that type of person where it's like, yo, like, we got bad blood right now, like, for what? Because I can't think of one thing unless you can name it of like what bothered you or rubbed you the wrong way.
Exactly.
But it's really just like, look, like, let's just be honest and transparent with each other, because like, I would love to get to know you, or I want, you know, I would love to build a relationship with you, network, get us somewhere, whatever it is, because we have so much opportunities out there. It's just we're not trying to expand that. Why? Tell me why. Why?
So I think what we wanted to add on is that, you know, that's the whole reason why we did Less Banter in the first place, is to get out of our own comfort zones, because I also felt like we were doing a disservice not, you know, going out of our way to connecting with people and being nervous of like, will they want to talk to me? Will they want to engage with me, etc. Like, rejection is a real thing, y'all. And like, even in this environment now, there are various times where we do get rejected, right? Like, people just don't want to collab with us, which is fine. We respect that. People don't want to fuck with us, right? Because again, mass presenting women over here, right? And that kind of dynamic around other mass presenting women. So, but at the end of it, like, that's why we're here in the first place. And we hope that, you know, for the mask presenting women that are watching this video, we hope that, one, y'all can kind of learn from this and or relate to this, right? And just take away on like, how can we all do better within our own community? Because I feel like we are a community within a community, right? Like, there's the queer community, and then here's mask presenting women, and that community and that dynamic that affects everything else, like how we interact with femme presenting women, how we interact with gay men, and everything else, you know, and that dynamic. And then I think the last bit that you had mentioned was, you know, what is other people's experiences, right? Like,
if you got a stud cousin, you got a stud daddy,
you got stud
nephew, stud niece,
you got stud
uncle,
stud dogs,
stunty.
Stunty is crazy.
All around, all right.
All the studs.
Tell them to come and tap.
If you got a stud finder, find them studs, y'all. Tell them to tap in the comments below. That was a good one. That's a dad joke. That's a stud dad joke. There you go.
Anyways, have them watch this video. Please. Please. Let them tap in with us. Share their story. You could even come in there anonymous. Don't matter.
Please.
But we would love to hear your experience, because I'm sure we are not the first two people that have shared this kind of experience, right? So,
absolutely not. And let's break those motherfucking barriers, y'all.
Let's break them.
Like, we tired of this shit. We old.
Hella barriers.
We ain't that old. We just tired.
You know, before we close, I wanted to mention about how when I was younger, I would look up to older women who identify as like more masculine, right?
Yeah.
Or just stud women. And I would look up to them. I'd be like, yo, you're inspiring.
Yeah.
So I want to, you know, share that same type of energy. I'm sure all of us have our own talents, whatever.
That part.
Come in and tap in with us, man.
Like, we're challenging y'all. Let's do something different. And to that point of like looking up to like mass presenting women, like, we are, I said this before, like, we're fucking trailblazers, dude. Like, the shit that we do and what we go through, like we're paving the path again for the next generation to come, whether it's the uncomfortable feeling of going to the restroom, the uncomfortable feeling of getting stared down and looked at because we look a certain way, or just the dynamics that we have in our own community. Like, let's be trailblazers, y'all. Let's trailblaze. Did you see that "Let's Get Married" thing kick off? Yeah. Cue the song. Just saying.
Let's get married.
Hey. All right. Now, talking to our next episode, we actually have another special guest coming on.
Whoop, whoop.
One of my favorites, my literal day one.
Favorites.
Literally my day one. You can cue. I'll send you a baby picture where I'm in diapers and she's taking. Yeah, I'll send you.
You really want me to cue the photo? Is she gonna be okay with it?
Yeah, we're cute. We babies, we cute. But my literal day one, my sister. Hey, sister. I don't know the rest of the song, but y'all know what theme song we talking about. So my blood sister is gonna come and share her experience of being a sibling to a queer Punjabi.
I love this.
Me. And yeah, just talk about her experience, her dynamic, and really share her story. And I think we're going to have a good conversation because there are some questions I've never asked her that I'm curious to now know her experience.
And I get to see the first, or all of us
you get to narrate
see the first experience.
Yes.
You get to witness this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ski. With that said, once again, we appreciate the love, y'all. Please continue to share, like, and if you want, subscribe, the cliche on our stuff. We truly appreciate it. Again, our views have just gone up and we are truly grateful for the support that y'all have shown. Catch
Big
us
love.
On YouTube, on Amazon, on Spotify.
And YouTube Shorts because you just added
short
videos.
Got them shorties going. You
Those
feel
are a
me?
hit.
They are. That. Honestly, YouTube's clutch for that. And it's so cool because I think when people start to see the short, they relate it to like, oh, now I want to watch the video because I was interested by this like one or two things or conversation or topic that they had. So shout out to YouTube for that. But yes, catch us on all those platforms and more. Always slide into our DMs or our TikTok DMs if y'all have questions, y'all have any ideas or inspiration on topics, or if you want to be a guest on our show, please tap in. Our guest list has officially started. We do got a long way to go, but we're keeping touch and in contact with everyone that was interested. So stay tuned. We'll tap in with y'all. With that said,
Les Bros out.
Kayla's sweating.
I'm sweating a bitch up in here.
Do you need a towel?
No, it's okay.
Tissue for your issue?
I know. I wanted to wear my jersey, but
I should have worn my Raiders jersey.
That shit's small as a motherfucker.
Is it? You can wear my
that shit like
you can wear my Raiders jersey. The Lynch one you got me.
No, what the fuck?
Why? It's Marshawn Lynch, bro. You can't be hating on the kid. I'll go get it.
Oh, it's okay.
You sure?
You're so
fuck you. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm doing this, but I'm just a girl.
I want that lesbanta. Like I want like a sexy voice in it. Besides mine.
Wait, you don't say TBD. Lil Champeezy, all Jeezy in the Beezy. I can't do this. Like, cut this
Your rapping is terrible.
Like,